Hello, hello, and welcome to Coaching Corner with me, Tracy Forsyth. And today's Coaching Corner is inspired by Winston Churchill saying, success is going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. So that really made me laugh when I read it, and I'm tempted to suggest that Churchill's daily pint of champagne might have helped with the enthusiasm, but not having tried that method myself, I am not eligible to comment. But I do love the sentiment he gives us. It's very much brush it off, onwards and upwards. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And, to go from failure to failure with enthusiasm, no shame. And yet, for the most part, most people look at failure with dread and negativity. And fear of failure seems to hold us back and stop us in our tracks at times. So, why do we fear failure? Well, let me count the ways, Number one, it's a natural part of trying to survive. If you're out in the wild, and sadly, even if you aren't, making mistakes can be deadly. So it's a basic instinct to protect ourselves, fundamentally. Yeah. Number two, we've been socially conditioned to value success and avoid mistakes. So gold star or naughty step at primary school, which did you want or want to avoid? Number three, most of us have an inner critic that is very judgmental and demands that we be perfect in order to feel worthy. Often that inner critic, failure is not an option. And number four, failure can be physically and mentally painful. Flushes of embarrassment, the whole egg on your face, humiliation, shame. It's basically not cool. Or is it? And yet if we follow Churchill's philosophy, then I think failure is just something that happens and will happen again and again, and it's just part of life. There is no shame, embarrassment, gold star, or naughty step to sit on if it doesn't work. If it's met with enthusiasm, then failure is expected, and the negative things that can result just don't happen. I mean, how can you berate yourself or feel humiliated if you're feeling enthusiastic? So, how can you feel enthusiastic despite failure? I guess that's the question. So these are some of my ideas. Number one, you get curious. Get curious. What have you learned? What did you find out? What does this mean for the next step? Number two, how have you progressed? Remember to focus on progress, not perfection, because perfection, well, it's ephemeral, I think. Number three, remember every time you get knocked down is an opportunity to get up. And in so doing, build that resilience that we need to face all the ups and downs of life. So number four, see it as a twisty bend. See failure, twisty bend on a long journey. And you've navigated many before this, and the road turned out to be very interesting. So this is probably going to be the same thing. And number five, I think it really helps to reframe failure as an experiment or trying something new. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't work out or you don't like it. Just move on to the next. So smile, gird your loins, and let's plow onwards and upwards with as much enthusiasm as we can muster. Take care.